afternoon. It's the fake news coming for you from the fucking Monash Freeway, and it's chock-a-block as usual. This one is a really special one. This one is the James Penno fake account conspiracy report. This guy has about fucking 100 profiles in the truther community, and he starts arguments with himself, and he gaslights people, and he's working for the Facebook and the police and all this sort of shit. It's a massive conspiracy thing. So yeah, that's what this episode's about. I'm going to expose this prick because he's doing damage to a lot of people. And he's been in my house. My dog even bit him. I'm so glad my dog bit him. I love that dog. He's a good judge of character. I actually stumbled onto this by accident. I was having an argument with a guy called Kurt Rivers, which is also another Enki Fox account. And there was on the fires in LA recently. He did a random post saying how it's natural disasters, and I got into a bit of a discussion with him, and it ended into like a 2-week argument. With I don't know, it got too weird. He was obsessed. He made like memes about me. He actually started making videos about me, like taking the piss, and put them on his wall, and then kept on telling me to stop, which I refused to do until he put those things down off his wall, which he refused to do. And then all of a sudden, I figured out it was Enki, and I called him on it, and then all of a sudden he blocked me. So I did a little bit of looking around, and it just turns out, it's all linked. All these people, all these profiles are linked. They've got groups together. And they gang up on people. They gang stalk people. He literally gang stalks people with one person. And it's pretty full on. And if you were weak-willed, I could see how it would actually really make people distressed. And luckily I'm very strong-willed and very stubborn when I think I'm right. So it's led me to all these conclusions. So I'll start sharing some information. First, this is the list of if you've got these on your friends list, get rid of them because they're dangerous. As you may remember, a few years ago, white supremacy became a thing in Australia, which I never knew was a thing here. And it turns out Kurt Rivers was behind that little movement. And basically that's all fake. It's there's no white supremacists in Australia. We're not racist like that. We're racist a different way. We're racist against everybody, not just black people. No, it's Alright, so let's jump back into the conversation I was having with Kurt Rivers just after I blocked him after talking to Heidi Bruce, and she convinced me that just to let it go. And so I just blocked him, but then I unblocked him again because I found out he was still talking shit about me. I wanted to see the shit was off his wall, and this picks up right there. The reason why I accused Heidi Bruce of being an Enki profile is because at the same time she was having a conversation with me, which she initiated, another one was too, and they said the exact same things basically to say that I should be the one that stopped, and neither of them wanted to look at the profile which I was talking about. So anyway, it looked too sus to me, but mistakes happen.
Kurt Rivers starts. A question you should seriously be asking yourself. Reply, Nathan Glover. Kurt Rivers. G'day buddy, have you come here to admit you were mistaken? That shows good moral fiber, and life goes on. And that's how we take accountability for the things we say. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to give a special thanks to Kurt for demonstrating the appropriate course of action. Willing to kill for profit, and that Agenda 30 is very real and unfolding before our eyes. Part of that agenda is 15 smart cities. So when one of these proposed smart cities suddenly goes up in flames surrounded by suspicious circumstances, people should be jumping up and down and pointing the finger at the authorities. Bad fire management and administrative incompetence is the smoke screen they hide behind. So you have to wonder why certain people post certain posts and wonder which master they actually serve. Kurt Rivers. Nathan Glover. I serve truth, not any master. Others use sensationalism and lies for clicks and fame. Just as bad as mainstream media. Nathan Glover. Craig Halliday. I'm done letting people hide behind catchphrases and programmed responses. They're teaching kids in schools that they can choose a gender FFS. Enough is enough. Nathan Glover. Kurt Rivers. Not true. Deep down, we all know the truth. But unfortunately, facing that truth will result in no good outcomes. Either we do nothing and hope to survive the depopulation agenda, or we stand up for our way of life and give up the modern conveniences that we've all become comfortable with. Some people would rather remain willfully ignorant. It's those people that go out of their way to discredit anything that challenges the official narrative. It is the coward's choice, and I push back pretty hard when I come across someone doing it. Which is why we have had issues. I find that these kind of people are the same that defend the globe. You're frightened that if you dig too deep you'll discover the globe model, and our concept of space in general, is part of the lie presented as reality. How many flat earthers have you bullied and abused? It would be a shame to have to face them all knowing the truth, wouldn't it? That's what is motivating you to post this kind of crap. You simply are unable to admit you're wrong and show humility. Dan Fran, Kurt Rivers, Nathan Glover. All I'd like to add is, how old are you both? Like, read some of the shit you're commenting. All I see is a waste of energy and thought to achieve what? Mock another achieves what positive for us as a collective? I'd be focusing on yourselves for a bit maybe, and when you work through some of your own unresolved shit you may see that what you two have been doing does what good for all. All you two have shown me is how we're going nowhere for a long time if we don't start using our brains properly rather than negative non-productive posts that achieves what to making this world any less fucked up than it already is. I might add, we each aren't the problem. The real problem has got you doing exactly as is expected of you. When you start working that out, let me know, okay? Because all I see is two grown men acting like they're in high school. Is that normal, you think? Oh, and I'm not trying to be nasty, but that is how I see it, and I'm sure many others too. While you two keep this stupidity going, what good or positive outcomes have occurred? Besides spreading we are all doomed and the fear propaganda, what good do you two think you're achieving? Do you think fear posts are in our favor, or these parasites? Do you think everyone seeing you two being nasty and acting like teenagers towards each other is positive? Every time this sort of behavior happens, the cracks get bigger, remember that. So whose side we on again? Also, anyone got a problem with me, feel free to message me anytime. I'll always answer, and if serious enough I'd even ring you up and discuss the problem anytime. Best advice is solutions are needed, not more problems created. Hope you have a good day and let this shit go, please. Cheers. Kurt is a globe defender. He ridicules flat earthers on global discussion groups. That's why he went after me with personal attacks when all I did was challenge his opinion. I did block him for a short time, then unblocked to see if he was still talking shit about me. Just look at his profile compared to mine, and it's pretty obvious who the aggressor is. I'm doing the community a service to look out for the next unfortunate person he decides to publicly shame. The collective is better off weeding out the bad eggs. And finally, if anyone speaks to me the way he did face to face, then we'd be throwing hands. Why should I allow it online? Maybe if more people stood up to this kind of crap, there wouldn't be the lack of accountability that there is today. Oh yeah, I also tried to make peace and admit fault for my part. He wouldn't have it and took the opportunity to lay in the boots, and that honestly pissed me off. There, I've said my piece. Reply, Nathan Glover, Dan Fran. I haven't mocked him, by the way, I'm just pissed off with how he has misrepresented the situation. Dan Fran, Nathan Glover. Both stop it then, it's absolutely ridiculous and nothing gained. Message each other your gripes and resolve it like adults. For both of your sakes. From an outsider's perspective, think about it. Reply, Nathan Glover, Dan Fran. I just told you I tried to do that. On personal messenger. He wouldn't have it. He's the one that had highlighted the conversation and got other people involved. He's doing it intentionally to cause conflict. I'll gladly resolve it. You think it annoys you? I'm the one having to waste my time dealing with this BS. I'm more annoyed than anyone.
So James, or Enki Forks as I know him, you probably know him too, but under a whole heap of other names. We used to be mates. We met at the protests, and he came to my house, we jammed, we played music and stuff like that, and he got really creepy, and like I'd catch him like setting video cameras up in my house and just doing weird stuff. He actually shut my internet down at one point. And yeah, just one night he used to make these groups of people, which were all him, different profiles with different characters. Each one had a different backstory. He has a voice changer to make his voice, he uses AI to make his voice sound like anything he wants. And yeah, I busted him in this fucking chat room with about 20 other versions of him, just talking to himself, like just having these conversations, bizarre ones. Like the guy is like fucking missing missing some cows in the paddock, if you know what I mean. And yeah, so I sort of kept my distance away from him. But yeah, it's been a couple of years, and now I've realised that he's actually assumed all these profiles. And yeah, so yesterday I did a series of short, like Q drop kind of posts on Facebook, just sort of like hinting at some information that I might have. That was. Everyone thought I was going crazy, but that was actually a plan to draw him out, because I knew he'd come around, and actually, yeah, and a couple of the people I named, I actually still think of him, and yeah, even issued a couple of public apologies, because this guy loves it when you're vulnerable. He'll come in and try and kick you when you're down, and yeah, or build you up. He'll do both, and yeah, so yesterday was a little bit of a psyop of my own, and it's